Hey, everybody! Welcome to Mortal Content. I'm Doug, the host, and I am really happy tonight. We got Rod J and Steve here to talk video games with me. How are you guys?
Doing all right. How you doing, my friend?
Doing well. How about you, Steve?
Hanging in there. Can't complain. Well, you can, but hanging in there. So we'll take it.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
So let's start. What you guys have to drink? Could be whatever's in your glass, whatever floats your boat.
I got the exciting one. Big old bottle of H2O. Gotta keep hydrated there.
Is it high quality H2O?
High quality from the glaciers of Alaska. Well, medicine man gave it to you. Never know.
I've actually got some H2O as well, but man can't live by water alone. I mean, I guess you could live by water alone, but why would you?
Fair.
Yeah. So I got like this interesting beer I picked up at one of my spots. It is my first and only beer thus far from Estonia, so a little international, and it is the Must-Cold Chai Latte Porter called Puhala. I think it's Puhala. Puhala?
Puhala?
Puhala? Holla. Yeah, I got this at the local store, and it was one of those things. It was regularly like, I don't know, $5.99 a can, and they had it for $1.99 a can. So I grabbed like four.
Oh, that is a Rod special right there.
Can't blame you.
Yeah, they got on it. It had a shelf life. It said from canned November 8th, 2022, and Best By November 8th, 2025. So still plenty of time left.
Yeah.
And it's nice to have a nice porter from time to time and chai latte. So not just at Starbucks, you can get this in beers too.
Well, it's fancy, man.
It's cheaper in the beer now than it will be in Starbucks after the tariffs.
Yeah.
Very true. Man. So when you open that, you have to let us know what you think.
Oh, yeah.
So I am going to be doing whiskey as I do on the show. And what I got was something from my friend Aloe. And this is from Massachusetts called No Man's Hands Whiskey. The reason I wanted this is because this is made by Short Path Distilling. It's a wheat whiskey crafted by women and non-binary makers from Field to Glass. So it's a collaboration with Pink Boot Society.
Ooh.
So I thought
cool.
That's awesome. I want to support that. So that's
done and done.
Yeah. Oh man, that's very bourbony. That would be right up your Rod. You're in that vicinity of the bourbon area.
Bourbony, yeah. I like bourbon. You know what? I kind of like rye a little bit more than just straight bourbon now. I like the little spice kick. I like to keep it spicy.
Yeah, I'm obviously a Scotch guy, and bourbon always tends to be a little bit too burny for me, which is funny because most people who drink bourbon are like, Scotch is too smoky and all that shit. And I'm like, that's the stuff I like.
No, wait a minute.
That's why I like it.
You know, I said rye for some reason. It stuck in my head, like, make America spicy again. But I can't go with that because that will spell out massa, and that's not good for a black man.
It's good you got to this point before the branding. You're like, well, this is going to make me million. Son of a bitch.
God damn it.
Not again.
See, that's where founders screwed up. So yeah.
Oh, good to see you guys.
I'll go to roar and start.
Yeah. You never know what you're gonna get when I come on the show, that's for sure.
That is quite true. So, I see Rod's pouring it out. Look at that nice dark porter color. Yummy.
Kind of like a reddish brown color almost.
We got a little sound effects in there too. That was good.
Yeah.
Some good Foley work.
Look at that. Now, it said you want to enjoy it usually between 54 to 60. So I let it warm up a little bit, which is about right for the food, right? So
yeah,
get the aromas on the nose.
Chai latte.
Oh, it smells really good. Nice coffee. Nice chocolate. Wait a minute, is it the beer review show or is this like a game show? I'm like falling back into I can never get away from that. Damn it. But no, nice little sweetness, a little bit toffee like in there as well. Yeah, it smells really good. Go with some bacon. I wish I had some bacon right now.
Ooh.
I do have some Canadian bacon in there, but I can't grill it like at 9 o'clock at night. I'm like, why are you making bacon? That's not good. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Oh man,
that's about right.
Good old Daniel. Yeah, Daniel, I had like Spanish back in the day. I had a couple years in high school and college. I can't remember how to pronounce that word either. So
Okay, so this this chapter of Mortal Content, we were focusing on video games, something that I've been playing since I was a wee lad, I think, as we all have been.
Mhm.
So
most of us.
Yeah. So before we get into what we were playing, what's the first gaming console or gaming system you got that you owned?
Yeah.
Well,
I actually grew up on the original NES. So technically that started off as my mom's, and then eventually that became mine. So it is sitting out in my living room right now.
Nice.
And then first one that I actually bought myself was probably a PlayStation 2 secondhand off of my buddy, but good enough for me.
Nice. What about you, Rod? What was your first one?
Well, like I said, call me the OG gamer, but it's the 2600.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Same.
back in the day. Back in the day, yeah. Combat included.
Yeah. I spent too many days just freaking trying to jump over alligators and pitfall and shit like that. A game that never ended. You could never reach the end. It was like super infuriating.
They don't make them like they used to.
No.
Yeah,
the most intense parts, and then your mom's trying to tell you this. I'm like, oh, not now, Mom. I'm trying to concentrate over here. So it was alligator head.
You're like, I'm almost to the next level, and then you're like, there's infinite levels. There's no
There is none.
Yeah, and I had it with the joystick before they came out with the paddle too. So you got the little paddle handles later.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's start a bit with what we're starting with, what we're doing as far as what we're playing now. So here. All right, Rod, OG gamer Rod, you're up.
Well, I was going to just say, first of all, that little silhouette. I'm like, I didn't get the model. Did Steve get the model there? I mean...
So that's where that new camera came from.
Yeah. Yeah. So right now I've got all these different games that are here, but yet I'm always playing Call of Duty. So Black Ops 6 and Warzone with the return of Verdansk, kind of trying to get back into it, although I've been more into the multiplayer lately. Just trying to get all the guns leveled up. I got like 4 guns left to get leveled up. But yeah, it's still, I don't know. People complain about it because of the hackers and stuff like that and everything, which, what are you going to do? People are going to do it. It's like, like Ray Lewis said before, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying, I guess. So.
Oh, motto.
That's what he said, but I mean, not what he did. That might have been something different. So, but it's kind of like, I keep getting drawn back to it. And then, a lot of people are playing Assassin's Creed right now. I stopped playing Assassin's Creed kind of a few years back. Obviously, because I'm playing on PlayStation. Mainly when I had Xbox in the house, I would play like Halo, stuff like you, like Doug, and things like that. But yeah, I don't know. I'm back to the first PlayStation soon. I just saw they're coming out with the 007 for PlayStation now too, which will be interesting.
Ooh.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, I don't know if you knew that. It might be breaking news there, but 007 coming out for the PS5, and I think it's probably Xbox as well, maybe PC too. So
yeah, I would think that wouldn't be something they would just do an exclusive unless PlayStation bought the rights to that. But
yeah, but surprisingly they got it away from Nintendo, because I mean, GoldenEye back in the day, come on, I mean,
yeah,
that was Nintendo had that on lock.
Yeah. But I wonder how that plays in with, I think Amazon bought like the rights to all the movies for Bond, so I don't know how the 007 plays in as far as video gaming, because I know Amazon kind of tries to dabble in that gaming shit and does it very poorly, but
Yeah.
No way.
Just send me my stuff, Amazon. Don't try to program or develop. Just send it to me. That's your lane. Stay in it.
So, yeah, for sure. So you said you started playing. So Verdansk is out now?
Yes, no, Verdansk came back last Thursday. And everybody's been kind of keyed up on that. So people have been kind of jumping into it. The cool thing now about Call of Duty and with Warzone is it was really the people on the computer that were doing a lot of the hacking. So now you can basically kick the computer out. So you just have all console players. You can go in there and say no computer folks in all the different modes.
That's nice.
So now, all the PC players are over on their little own playground. Like, nobody want to play with us right now. Why won't you play with us? Because you cheat, motherfucker. That's why we want to play with you. So all the PC people over there and all the console people can just do what they're doing. But it's fun. It's one of those games you yell at and your wife's like, what the hell are you doing in there? I was like, I'm having fun. I'm relaxing. Leave me alone.
I'm enjoying myself.
How dare you suggest I'm not?
like, you don't sound very happy in there. I am.
This is the best I felt all week.
So I've definitely been getting into that more. So
nice. I just was curious because usually when they pull like an old map and throw it in there, you're like, okay, well, I hope it really kind of brings back, you want it to evoke all the memories of you playing it before. And so that City of Verdansk, this version of it is suitable for that then, I hope?
Yeah, I mean, it comes back. They've upgraded some different things here and there, but they brought in the Black Ops 6 movement, which was a big thing when they introduced that, the Omni movement, so you can move a little bit better. And it's kind of like the next level of multiplayer shooting movement type thing, right? So it's not as stiff and you can turn different ways and you can fall back like John Wick shooting your gun and do all kinds of different things. So adds a little bit, and then the feel of it's a little bit more smoother. But like everybody knows what the buildings are and all kind of stuff, but they try to put different things in there. I mean, they're rehashing an old thing, but it's almost got a little bit of a newer type feel to it.
Okay. At least they added some newer elements to it. So it's, everybody runs and knows where everything is. So having a little new elements to it is good.
Yeah.
So, okay. Why don't we get over to Steve? What are you playing?
So I actually went back several years, and I went through Red Dead Redemption 2 because actually I realized I never actually played it through the end. So that's pretty much was my run for the past couple months, and then I actually just finished the game up on, I think it was like Friday or Saturday. Finally reached the end of that. Yeah, and that was an ending, but I just wanted to get back to something of like open world, to where it's like want to do some missions, do that, and then they always called me on the podcast SideQuest Steve because I just got 3 hours of just wandering around in a circle, but yeah, I felt like I had to get back to Netflix and finish that up.
Well, SideQuest Steve is better than Side P Steve. Just saying.
That's true. That's only when I play cowboy.
Why can't I quit you?
There's his cameras again.
Oh, boy. I feel like Side Quest or Side P Steve is like, depends on your viewpoint as to which is better, really, right?
Yeah, I don't know. Hey, that's to each their own. It's you never know. Everybody gets a bit of a different experience.
Yes, que sera, sera.
Yeah,
a different ending.
Super secret bonus ending. Bonus ending.
So when you finish this, are you meaning you finished like 100% completion of the game, or you finished just the missions, or what does that mean for you? For you,
yeah, for me, that means, well, like when I mean finish, I finished the story. So this is the point where if there are still some side missions floating around out there, the main stuff is done, and now it's I do like being able to hunt through and find like the legendary animals, legendary fish. I'm always about trying to find collectibles. If there's like a little thing I can just collect, it's just like, I don't know, it just pings that little part in the back of your brain, like, ooh, piece of candy. Ooh, piece of candy.
I just know some people view it like finishing like open world games is like completing everything.
Yeah.
But what you were saying is like, it reminds me a bit of that Park episode where they were playing World of Warcraft, and at the end they beat and they're like, "What can we do?" Well, now we can actually play the game.
Yeah, exactly. No, I'm not usually when I try to go out of my way to like 100% the games. Harry was definitely one of those people. It's just like, oh, if he can 100% it, he's going for it. Me, it's like I usually bounce around a little bit between games, and something else eventually comes out, and then it'll be like 8 years later, and I'm like, oh, I forgot I was finding coins. Yeah.
Finding coins, a lot of coin finding in Red Dead. So they have like a Sonic element of Red Dead Redemption, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Arthur Morgan just turns into a little ball and just speeds down like an armadillo. So no hedgehogs, but we're in Texas.
I just I played a little bit of that, but like I have said many times, open world games are just not my bag. It's like decision paralysis kind of thing.
Super fair.
So like I just give me the straight, here's your path, follow your path and do that kind of thing. So yeah, I am like, I just look at things like that and be like, I admire people that can do that, because my brain would just be like, I don't know. I'm gonna ride the horse around the plains for 5 hours and not know what to do. So
I mean, that happens sometimes too, and then you just come across something random. It's just like a random event, and I don't know, it's just like, especially when a game can really give you like those extra little things that are like just like out in like the open world, that it is way off the beaten path. And like I was going down this trail, and then all of a sudden I heard screaming, and it's just a guy in the treehouse. There's absolutely nothing to do with him as far as I know so far. It's just a crazy person. It's just a random event, and it's just leave me alone, go away. It's like, all right, I was going. You yelled at me, son of a bitch.
Who made you wonder what the developer was like? Hey, let me put this really weird guy in a treehouse in the middle of the desert and let him yell at people when they run by for no reason whatsoever.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, to be fair, it's Rockstar, so it's you're always going to have something a little extra in there. So I'll go with that.
Fair point. What is that? So is Rockstar's Grand Theft Auto and all that shit?
Yeah, exactly.
So that's why they haven't done anything in years. They're working on Grand Theft Auto for 12 years. So
pretty much, yeah. I know for this there was a big online community, and then pretty much Rockstar said we're just not going to support it anymore, even because they were making all their money off of Grand Theft Auto 5 online for just like the billions and billions of dollars. So they were just like, good luck with this, and then that was pretty much it.
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll Grand Theft Auto by 2028. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, keep dreaming. Keep dreaming.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna zip through the things I'm playing, because I'm playing 3 different things. But again, I'm not like a serious like gamer hardcore. So first thing is Fortnite. This is the thing I play with my wife, where we take turns playing, because it's just silly and gives a shit. It's like cartoon Warzone with no stakes.
Yeah.
And it's been around for forever. So
yeah.
And now they added like some Mortal Kombat things to it, Scorpion and Sub-Zero in this season and all kinds of shit. So that's been a little fun to add that kind of stuff.
They're always throwing someone in there.
Yeah, they have the one building mode where you don't have to build anymore on there, right? I guess.
I love that mode. I hate the builders because they're so fast and I'm so slow.
We build a house. You can't shoot me now. I'm in a house.
And I just shoot at the base and try to knock the whole thing down. I'm too slow. They shoot at me and kill me. It's not fun for me.
Oh, man.
I always do the no build. Like I literally play the no build thing, and that's literally, I don't play any of the other things. That's what my wife and I play. So yeah. Then I just picked this up because there's a gaming clan that I'm part of that does mainly Halo stuff, and they started talking about Hell Let Loose, and this is just an online thing where you do four people team up and you go on missions set in World War II. So it gives you kind of that old Call of Duty feel. Like, you go in, it's just, like I said, you got old weapons and like everything just feels, it's like an updated version of the old Call of Duty. So it's been fun to play. I haven't played it as much as I would like because, like, I'd rather play with people I know instead of going on, and you go on with people you don't know. They're either like a bunch of idiots or they don't say anything. And the problem is
Yeah.
to be able to talk and say people over here. It's very much a communication thing to let people know where the people are. But like I said, I think this game is like 2 or 3 years old. Just somebody in my group was like, let's try playing this. I'm like, oh, okay. So I got it for like $10. So
There you go.
$10 is a nice price for a game for me. So
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, like I said, that would be a Rod special too. You know, whatever's the deal.
This is still good for another 6 months. I'm gonna
get it now before the tariffs kick in. Yeah. I've heard about that game. Now, at one point, I did mess around with. I think it was Hell Divers, which I think is another game. That's like World War II.
Yeah, I can't play that.
Yeah, I played that for a little bit, but yeah, I heard about this one as well.
Yeah, I think Hell Divers is a PS2 thing that I don't think I can play that on Xbox if I remember right.
Oh no, I mean I played it on PS4 or 5, I think. So
because I think that was
so it's a newer edition
just came out. Yeah,
that's what I'm thinking of. Yeah.
So, but yeah, I haven't been able to play that. I see all sorts of good shit for that though. So, but I'm an Xbox nerd, so that's where I'll stay. So.
That's fair.
And of course, playing
There
Infinite,
it is.
I still play that. Actually, with my clan group, sometimes we play Halo 5 and Master Chief Collection and stuff, depending for a little bit, sort of nostalgia. You know, I'm pretty sure Infinite is like 4 years old at this point. Just like, and they're supposedly making another Halo, so we'll see. Like, but this is supposed to be the last version of Halo that 343 Studios makes, and then it goes to another company. So, and then a lot of the Halo nerds and the Halo community are really not happy with 343 as doing the Halo games justice. I didn't think it was that bad. The only gripe I have against the Halo universe is Halo Wars because those games fucking blow. But
tell us how you really feel, man.
Yeah, someone didn't think that one through.
Yeah, well, it's also a kind of game that I don't really dig, like the over the top where you basically have to build forts and do all that shit.
Yeah.
Sounds like Metal Gear Survive. We don't talk about Metal Gear Survive.
There was a Metal Gear Survive? Did not know that.
Yeah, no, it was. We did that one for the podcast, and it was basically like a shelter building, and you had to get resources, and it just wasn't. No, as a diehard Metal Gear Solid, series fan, I played that, and my soul died a little.
It's like the Rocky V of the series.
Yeah, exactly.
We don't talk about that one ever.
Even Godfather 3 is like, damn, Rocky V. Yeah, that was terrible.
At least I wasn't
that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to be clear, Daniel. You do not want to see a Master Doug meme because that will go in a bunch of different ways you don't want it to. So I probably say you don't want that.
No, but I meant to ask you on the Halo. Have you heard anything of the next season coming out? I actually like the show.
Actually, it got dropped by Paramount, and I think Netflix picked it up.
Oh, cool! Because I got Netflix, so that'll work. Yeah,
the first season was not that great. The second season was very good. Yeah. The thing is like a lot of people that are again the Halo nerds are you know how it is. The nerds are like they're purists, so they want everything to be. But in the Halo show, you can't just have a dude walk around in a helmet talking all the time. How do you now? Granted, in the game, Master Chief is not a personality-driven character at all. Other than that, he's maniacally focused on one thing.
Yeah.
But in the show, like they have him without his helmet on and all this stuff and. I don't know. I thought the second season was really good. So, we'll see what I'm pretty sure Netflix picked it up if I remember correctly. But
when did the go ahead, I'm sorry. I was thinking, when did the second season end? Because I'm not thinking I saw the second season.
Yeah, it was on. I think you could still, if you have Paramount Plus, I think you could still watch it.
Okay.
I think it ended a good year and a half ago.
Okay, I did see that one. Okay.
And I might be wrong. It might be Amazon Prime that picked it up. And I dropped Prime because fucking Bezos, but and of course, anyway. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing if they do more with it. I really would like to see that because it's a different take, and there's certain if in the Halo universe, there's also a bunch of books you can read. Like they have a whole they have 30 Halo books. So and some of them actually delve into Master Chief's childhood and all this stuff, and so. They touched on that in the show, so it was nice to see a little bit alternate look at it. But yeah,
there you go. Cool. And kind of covering a little bit of everything more so, just kind of like you need to make a story out of something. So
Sure, and you can make a story out of the game, but the problem is you need human relational things to make a TV show work, you know?
Right, yeah.
So, yeah, that's why they did that. But I didn't even... Is there a Metal Gear movie that was supposed to be
happening? I haven't heard of it. Now, there's always been like rumors like every few years that they're doing like a Metal Gear movie. I haven't seen anything, but just for the fact that Daniel is even mentioning this, I may have to take a look.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the problem is the guy that would be perfect to play him is, 65 years old and already played his character in Escape from New York.
Yeah,
so,
right.
Snake Plissken. So, but yeah, I hadn't even heard that was a possibility. I'd be interested in that because I remember playing Metal Gear I haven't played it in 20 years, but like I remember what amazed me was just the way that they would have just they'd have Snake like flirting with the women that were like telling him what to do, and it was just such bad flirting.
Yeah.
I'm going to attribute that to the Japanese makers of the game, but maybe I'm wrong.
There's always something interesting with that, but some of the dialogue on how it goes, even just in the game, it's just like, especially like starting to play that like as a 12-year-old kid, you're just like, what?
Yeah, like what is that? Well, I was old enough that I know what that is. That's really cheesy, but cool for its own thing. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'd be in the middle of a firefight and he'd be throwing some one-liner to try to hook up with the lady.
Yeah, exactly. The one on the other end who's trying to put a sniper bullet right through his eyes or something. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, here's a great segue because I'm good at these. So we one of the things we wanted to talk about tonight was the idea of cross-platform play. Reason I mention that is because I believe Xbox is basically going to allow their exclusive titles to be able to play on consoles, including PlayStation. So that's a big thing for them because Halo has always been an exclusive title. So, what are you guys thinking? What's the future of crossplay? What do you actually think of crossplay itself? Why is Nintendo just steadfastly being dicks? Let's go.
Well, I mean, Call of Duty's already been crossplay for a number of times, and it's fun when you can have, your friends you can play with from different systems because we have our different favorites, and sometimes you have both, sometimes you don't. So having people in other systems you can actually connect in, which is pretty cool. I think it was long overdue to try to expand, but the companies had to make sure it was enough for each of them to receive enough to make them want to go in and do it. So, but outside of the PC cheaters, hackers, being involved, as far as the consoles go, everything seems to go well. Not all people with PC cheater. I make jokes, but a lot of times those are the ones that have the programs that do it, and they get in there and program their stuff a little differently. But it's been decent overall for the most part. It just makes a bigger universe of gamers to be able to enjoy stuff. So I think with Nintendo, though, I mean, I just feel like Nintendo is still a different one for me. Nintendo is still, maybe because of what being all through gaming from the time it started to where it's at now, I feel like that's like your little brother, little sister's gaming unit. I feel like they're still like the little ones in the yard. Like they're not at the big people table. They're at the kids table as far as their game. They've expanded their line, but they're more the family friendly type console, right? So I just feel like for them, it may not make sense to have the cross-platform because there's people in the other PlayStation and Xbox markets that might not want to play those games.
Yeah, I don't know. Nintendo likes their proprietary stuff, so that's where you're going to, they're going to stick to that. Every once in a while, you'll have like some third-party games that you can still get on it. They always did have the reputation as like the family-friendly portion, but I mean, with the announcement of the Switch 2, they got the new Bloodborne. And that is definitely not a family-friendly game. So where I know a lot of people got surprised at that. And then, of course, it's exclusive to Nintendo somehow. So they paid a lot of money for that because they know the diehard fans will buy a Switch 2 just to play that game. But I mean, like the cross-platform, we've been waiting for years and years. They started dabbling in once Xbox had its online like service. I forget what it was, at like the Epic Store for the PC as well. So then that kind of started getting into a little bit of it. once you started to get into some of like where there was actual like Xbox, PlayStation crossover servers and whatnot, was I think the start of breaking it down. But they got to find a way to keep making the money. So that's where I think some of that comes to too, and letting go of the exclusive licenses like Halo, and being able to have that somewhere else.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, cross-platform, like you said, it's been interesting because like Fortnite, since its inception, I think was all cross-platform, and that's just an all online game, so they don't really like you download it, but like it's not really a giant download. So again, I don't have a Switch or any Nintendo system, so I don't believe you can play that on Nintendo. Am I wrong in that assumption?
I have no idea. I don't have a Nintendo system either, so
yeah. Now I'm going to look it up.
Yep. Now it's research time.
Now it's research time. Here we go.
Yeah.
Where's Victor?
Yeah. Usually like Victor would be like, hey. So in that case, let's since we did a little bit of cross-platform, we can delve into that. But what do you guys think about the Nintendo Switch 2 announcement? What are you excited for it? Is it something you're looking forward to, even though we're gonna have to wait longer now? Like,
it's not something in my wheelhouse. It's just like, it's another Nintendo product. I mean, I think obviously a game on the go, I think will be good, but with PlayStation, they got their thing they're doing where you can make it portable. I don't know if Xbox has something where they make it portable or not as well, but it's just the Nintendo game library does not have anything I really want to be a part of. So kind of like,
Yeah. Yeah. Apparently you can play Fortnite on the Switch, which kind of makes sense because you can play it on your freaking phone. So why shouldn't you be able to play it on Nintendo Switch?
Literally everything.
Yeah. So what about you, Steve? What do you think of this?
I don't know. It's
here we go.
I don't. Yeah. I mean,
we had a kind of.
No, this is what me and Steve vibe so well.
It's like I always did kind of like want the Switch, but it's like I don't really see like for me it's not like it would be to have like if I fly once a year maybe for something like that. If I traveled more for work, I could see like I would get like the first Switch over the second one. I think it's absolutely ridiculous that they're still having like an LCD screen in 2025 when you already have the Steam Deck. If you want to talk about a beast of a handheld console, it's right there, the entire Steam library at your disposal basically, versus what I don't know. The Switch 2, the price point was already up there, but I can't say I'm too surprised at that. So I don't know. I mean, like Rod, it's not necessarily in my wheelhouse. If I want to play something, I have Flappy Bird on my phone still from 15 years ago. I'll just play that. I get almost as much entertainment out of it.
So here's a good question from Daniel. Yeah, I'm going to leave this to you guys, so because I know very little about the Steam Deck.
See, now I don't own a Steam Deck. But
I don't either.
One of my close friends does, and he absolutely loves that thing. He is someone who travels a good bit for work, and is out of state, and it's not like he's going to lug around his PC or PS5 or anything. So he basically is lugging his PC with the Steam Deck, and you have an OLED screen, so already you're getting just kind of, some nicer crispness out of it. And I don't know if you have the means for it and you think you want to at least have some more options, I would say it's probably not a bad idea.
Yeah,
I was looking for my one thing over there. I don't have the Steam Deck either, but I actually have, I forgot what the name of it is, or a part, but you take it and you put it into your iPhone, and it makes the iPhone a handheld, so you play all your games right through the iPhone.
Okay, I've seen this before.
Yeah, you can link it right into your PlayStation computer from home, so you just do remote. So you bring all your stuff right. So I'm kind of like, I kind of take that if I go places and stuff. It can be a little bit jittery if it's got a low Wi-Fi, or there's a lot of people using the Wi-Fi connection. So that's the only problem with it. Mm-hmm. But if you're doing like one-person type games, you don't have to really worry about it as much. You can kind of mess around with it instead of doing the multiplayer. Yeah, Backbone, that's it. Yeah, I got the Backbone that I'll throw in my bag when I'm going out of town for a few days or something.
Yeah, I got that from my one of my sons, and I haven't heard anything from him about it. Now he's also playing shit. What is the game? God, my brain is just like Swiss cheese sometimes. I swear. He plays it semi-professionally, so it's 3 letters. It's not Call of Duty.
PUBG. No, that's 4.
No. And now I'm gonna completely forget. So anyway,
it'll come over 5 minutes after the stream starts.
And I'll be like, son of a bitch, that's what it was.
He'll be messaging us back.
It was this. Get back, turn your cameras on. I gotta say it.
But I got him the Backbone, and I didn't hear back about whether that's what it was. And Daniel asked if it was Apex. No, it's not Apex. It's a game that's like super popular in like Europe and South America, where most people play. In the United States is
I think in Europe is usually FIFA's over in Europe. They love the soccer game.
Yeah, this is a shooting game. God damn it! Why the fuck can't I remember this? I talk to him about it at least 3 times a week. Like,
wow, I know if that's new Marvel Heroes if it's only 3 letters.
Yeah, no, I'll sort it out. But anyway, like I just was mentioning, I got him a Backbone, and I haven't heard anything as to whether he used it or not, or whether he likes it. So I can't. I got him once, but I don't know. I don't know what the report is on it. So.
No idea. Jury's still out. Well, I mean, also that seems like it's a good alternative instead of dropping several $100s for like a brand new like console type thing. I imagine that it's probably not that expensive. It just probably plugs in through like the like the charging port or whatnot just to kind of get in.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm freaking mad.
You gotta find it. No, you gotta find. I get it.
Well, speaking of Halo, I don't know how much the PlayStation Portal's actually doing out there too. I know they put a push when they brought that out, but I don't really hear much about the Portal.
I haven't heard anything.
Yeah.
No, that went as quickly as the PSP apparently.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna have to text him because I can't fucking remember it. He's gonna be like, "What the hell's wrong with you, Dad?"
I already told you this.
He's like, I sold that at the pawn shop last year.
I did. How do you think I got your Christmas present? Thanks.
Yeah.
But I remember I was talking to him about it, and then I saw my neighbor outside, and he was I was telling him about how, and it's not Valorant either. My youngest son plays that. But,
okay.
But it was funny. I was telling my next door neighbor's son about it, and he's like, he's playing that professionally. That shit's super hard. I'm like, yeah, I know. But he's like ranked in the top couple hundred in the world. In it.
Oh, wow.
And that's pretty freaking impressive. So
there you go.
Yeah. So, and I'm going to be so mad because he's probably playing it right now and not texting me back. So, because basically you do that kind of stuff and you're playing it, if you're playing at that level, it's basically like an extra job.
Yeah.
Like, because you have to play that, 7-8 hours a day to be like really, really good to be at that level of it. So, yeah. Not getting back to me. So, anyway.
I was trying to see here if there was any, but yeah.
You know what? I'm going to do one more search.
There you go. You got that. No, it's like back when I had my 360, we had a group of friends where we at least got into like a minor league gaming for Left 4 Dead. And that was just an absolutely, it was so good. So good. And then, that got broken up, but that was still fun while it lasted for a little bit. But, we were all still working our jobs. And then it's like, all right, it's practice night. So play for like 5-6 hours just to kind of get ready for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that game. My wife could not watch me play that game because like it stressed her out too much. Like when you'd have the hordes run.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
And the witches would scream and she'd be like, I can't do this. I got to get out of the room.
Yeah, exactly. That was like my wife watched me play Serious Sam and you just hear like the guys in the background just, it's just the horde coming along. Yeah.
And I like throwing the stupid grenades that would attract them and then they'd all blow up. That was
yeah.
Fun. Yeah.
Oh,
also, I figured out what it is. It's Counter-Strike Go.
Okay.
Yeah. So why I couldn't remember that, CS:GO. So that's what he plays. So yeah,
CS:GO.
Gotcha. You threw us off. You had 3 letters, and I'm like,
it was 4 letters. I
yeah,
apologize.
no, that's all right.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, yeah, that's what I was about to say. Is it Rust? Like, I was just trying to figure out the ones that were out there. Yeah.
Yeah, my youngest son plays Rust and plays Valorant, and so
Yeah.
but he doesn't play that. So yeah, sorry for the delay in my brain waves there.
That's all right. It was for a Counter-Strike game, so that's okay. It's allowable. That was an addiction in high school for sure.
Yeah, but it was interesting as watching him talking about playing. And he has he has one member of his team who's from like they did have a member on his team that was from Germany, and and then 4 other guys were from the United States. It's just pretty cool to see like them play with a bunch of people from all over the place.
Oh yeah.
So, and he's actually gone to like different like cons and met all of them, and they all hung out.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so pretty cool. Like I didn't have all that shit. Like when I was a kid, like, hey, come on over and we'll play games. So you just basically play whatever your neighbors were, and you're like, if you didn't like your neighbors, well, that sucked. So.
Yeah. I need to get me some Snake Rattle and Rollin' today. So it looks like I'm hanging out with Stinky Johnny again.
We'll make you hang out with Stinky Johnny.
Smells like he was dipped in Nevada piss.
Well, when we were kids, it was like our parents like, oh, stop playing it. You're not doing anything there with your life, playing a video game. Go outside, touch grass, do something.
I already did all day. I'm tired.
Now you get scholarships.
Yeah, right.
Go to tournaments. Like,
free ride for my bachelor's by playing Roblox.
Right.
Yeah, there's my brother-in-law's son actually designed shit for Roblox.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow.
That's pretty cool.
He makes pretty good money doing that too.
Yeah, there you go.
I was like, Roblox, like I could stop playing that freaking 7 years ago. Like, but yeah.
Still going.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, look at this.
Oh, I think he's there. Yeah. I had to go into the office today, so I figure I'd just keep that for you.
Keep that vibe. Keep that vibe.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I went into the office a day and then I came home and I'm like, fuck this. Took all my collared shirts, sweatpants. Here we go.
Yeah, there you go. Well, hey, just because the collared shirt doesn't mean there's not sweatpants.
I don't even know what the office is anymore. I just like.
There you go.
I moved back to Cincinnati. Like, you come to the office more? I'm like, no. I'll still be. I went in one time since being back, and that was for the Christmas party because they have booze. So
there you go.
Some food. Yeah.
Make sure to send that invite. I'll see you then, and then I won't see you to the next one.
Yeah. I just come in for the social events.
There you go.
Yeah. I unfortunately was mandated I have to go in 3 days a week, and I live an hour from where I work. And I worked at home for fucking 5 years, and then I'm like, oh man, I got to drive in. And then my boss actually tried to get me so that I could work remotely all the time, but the mandate was from way up the food chain. So, but I was able to negotiate. Basically, I go in early, like I leave here at like 6:30, and then I'm in there, and then I leave at like 11:30, 12, and I take my lunch and drive home, and then I work the rest of the day home. So,
all right.
And then I like to do that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Thursday and Friday I'm home working
all day. There you go.
Yeah.
It's better than driving in every day. So I guess I'm fortunate in that respect. So
that's fair. Yeah.
Yeah. So another thing I wanted to we talked about in our pre-discussion before the show. What are some games or updates to games or seasons of games even, like, because what are some of those that you're looking forward to, if any? Rod, what are you looking for? Since Verdansk is out, you can't say that.
No, Verdansk is out. The new season of Call of Duty is out. Although I haven't done my battle patch, I haven't decided if I'm going to do that or not yet. So, outside of that, I haven't really looked too much. I mean, I got the new MLB baseball game out, but I'm like, do you need an MLB game every year? I mean, few players change teams here and there, but the rules don't change. The game don't change. The stadiums don't really change. It's kind of like, I feel like it's a money grab. I feel like sports games now, the soccer, do you need each year? The Madden, do you need it each? It's like maybe every 3 or 4 years you'll get the sports game or whatever, if it makes that much of a change. So I don't get the sports games as much now. You know what I get more into seeing, that I get more pumped up to see, is actually the shows and the movies that are made now from the games.
Mm.
Like, I'm looking forward to seeing the second season of Twisted Metal that's being shot now to come out in the summer. The first season I thought was pretty decent. There's still a big push to try to get a Gears of War movie done. Batista's like trying to get everybody to put him in the lead role, because people want to do that movie for years, right? So, but as you're seeing more success of some of these game and movies, you feel like more are coming. I mean, we're right now about to see The Last of Us kick off their next season, right? So I'm looking forward to seeing that. So many things that I'm doing. It's just weird, like, because I'm like, now I can watch the games I played for all these years. There's like a TV show about it, which is pretty cool. So I get more excited seeing stuff like that, or seeing the movies that come out kind of big. I actually sat through a few months ago, which I never thought I would actually sit through and watch. But I ended up, it was a Saturday or whatever, and I was laying on the couch and I watched Rampage. You know, the Rock movie based off the Rampage game. Just to see how it kind of go. And it was actually a pretty funny movie. Didn't really have much all the stuff from the game as much, but it had a little idiosyncrasies about it that kind of brought that game memory back. But between the Rock and the gorilla called George, whatever, they were pretty funny how they had that all worked out.
All I keep thinking is the argument with Arteti and like and all that, claiming Rampage was like the best game. Like, I was like, oh my god,
there were people that definitely wanted Rampage to be number one there when we had that debate.
Rampage was pretty good, though. I will say,
But I haven't seen any of the games. I know some people have been watching some of these showcase type stuff, but I haven't seen anything that's caught my eye yet.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. Daniel was playing at a Marvel versus Capcom 2 and Turtles in Time.
Oh, yes. That was amazing. Some of the best arcade games. Either that, or there was the one X-Men arcade game that had like the simulations, the huge one. That was as a kid. It's like, if I ever make a lot of money, I'm going to get one of those. And now it's like, if I ever hit the lottery, I'm going to get one of those.
I will say it was interesting. Speaking of the Turtles, where this past season update, or right before, they added the Ninja Turtles to Call of Duty.
Oh, really?
They do these different celebrity type things. So people were getting all the Call of Duty type skins, and you can get the nunchucks, the bow staff, the katanas, or whatever. So people were kind of playing that kind of stuff. So, but then I'm like, I don't know. I would like Call of Duty to go back to being Call of Duty and being just like, get away from the Fortnite cartoonish type stuff. And I think it's part of the fan base that feels that way. I know out there too. Like, you know.
Yeah. I just remember being with the Call of Duty, and they would stick to like World War I and mostly World War II, which was fun. And then they did the I think it was the first Black Ops, was the one where they were in Vietnam. And I think, am I right, Rod? Was that the first one? Or was it at least a portion of it was in Vietnam?
It might be part of it, like some of the multiplayer maps and stuff, I think, were because Black Ops 3, I think, was the first battle royale when they did that, when they brought that out there. Which I love that one, because that one was pretty cool, because nowadays you build your gun and you go into these maps. But back then, you would find the gun, you had to find parts when you were going through the thing. And so you would find scopes, you would find clips, and you would build your gun as you're actually in the battle royale, which I thought was cool and stuff. So you didn't come in with a pre-equipped weapon. You had to build your weapon from stuff you found as you're going through it. So that was actually pretty cool, I thought. I wish they'd bring that back too.
That's interesting.
Black Ops 2 was probably my last Black Ops, but that was also just once they started getting into like advanced warfare, that's where I just like
advanced warfare trash.
Yeah. And then
where they were in space.
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah, with was that with Jon Snow?
yeah.
And then they decided to get back into Modern Warfare, which, you know, Modern Warfare games were really good too. So
yeah. Advanced Warfare was the worst one of the Advanced Warfare, Infinity Warfare or something, or Infinity Ward.
Infinity Ward.
It was trash.
I mean, because Infinity Wards were always usually pretty good because they had Modern Warfare 1, Modern Warfare 2, and then when Treyarch would get in with the Black Ops, that's where it's like, oh, I don't know about this, and where it all kind of started going off from.
Yeah. So do you ever play the single players on the Call of Duty, Rod, at all?
Occasionally, I never get through the campaign. I started some campaign, I never get through them. I like the multiplayer being on there to go against actual people and stuff. And then I thought about going in because they said this year's Black Ops 6 was a pretty good one. The last one, of Modern Warfare 3, they said was a short campaign, but they said this one was pretty decent. But I never actually get through them all. Although I will say there is a thing now that you might like this, Doug. So on Warzone, like they added a casual Warzone mode.
Okay.
So it's like you have like 120 players, right? But like 80 of them are bots, and like 40 are actually players. So it allows you to actually improve your Warzone skills.
Okay. That's good.
If you want to go into the full Warzone against people, because the bots won't be as strong as some of the people you'll actually face. But it gives you a chance to work on your aiming and shooting and all that kind of. I haven't done that mode, but I know that's a part of it too. And some people are using that as a training ground to practice and stuff.
That would be me.
Bit.
That would be me.
Yeah.
Because when I play the Warzone on Call of Duty, I just get whomped. It's not.
Yeah.
So that would be more of my speed, and also like I don't play games quite enough that like my reflexes have kept up super well. So like, but the thing is like I can do it in Halo to some degree because I played it so much and over the years, and plus I know the maps really well and all that stuff. But like what I do like is this most recent Call of Duty. I actually did play the mission, and I'm about probably 2/3 of the way through it.
Okay.
All right.
But I think it's really good. Like the thing is, they had one Call of Duty that came out that had no single player option. I didn't get it at all because I was like, well, I like having that option, and if you're not going to offer that, I don't want it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was always, at least when I went into them, the first thing I did was I would play through the campaign first. So at least that way, once I start going and seeing like multiplayer maps and whatnot, I'm like, oh, this was like where this took place. And I'm always a fan of like a good story. It's like I do like getting in and, going head to head with people and whatnot, but it's always a sucker for the story kind of going through and kind of getting to lay the land a little bit.
Yeah. I agree. I feel also like you get it a little bit because the mechanics are always just slightly different game to game.
Yep.
And I feel like with the campaign, you get a little bit of training with the mechanics. So
get some practice ahead of time when it's really going to need to come into play. Yeah.
And they do with the campaign, which I really should do the campaign because there's different things you get for rewards basically out of the campaign that you don't get when you're doing a multiplayer. Like they have stuff you have to finish the campaign to actually get achievements and stuff. So like if you're like Steve was saying when he went through all the Red Dead Redemption 2, you can't get some of that stuff out if you don't do the campaign. You're just playing multiplayer and you're leveling all this kind of stuff, but you're not really getting all the other stuff out of it. So
right. Yeah, and I used to be one of those nerds that was like I needed to get all the Xbox achievements, and I would try really hard to try to get all the achievements. And there was just honestly, there was the first Modern Warfare. There was one achievement I didn't get, and it was the fucking Mile High
Club
achievement.
Oh.
But that's what it was called. It was called Mile High. But it was called Mile High Club, and it was so fucking hard. And I must have done that thing 200 times, and I just could not beat it. And it was so frustrating. I just got to a point where I was like, "Fucking A, I don't want to do this anymore.
I'm done."
I'm running my head into a
wall. That's when you need the Bill Cosby drink. Oh, bad joke. Never mind.
Oh, there goes Ron again. Watch out for them pudding pop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was going to ask you too. With you playing Halo, you never kicked over to play Destiny at all? Like you don't play Destiny?
And I tried Destiny's open world, and and the problem is again, it's a little decision paralysis. There's too many things in it. In the beginning of Destiny, when they first started, it was like there was no rhyme or reason to finding like things to join up with other people to solve. It was kind of just all over the place. And then when you were between everything, it was just like, oh, shoot some grunts. And then try to find some other, this event is happening. And you'd run in and then you'd be in the middle of this event. Well, and the events were like, there was like 5 events and they would just repeat them. And I was just like, well, that's now they've changed a whole lot where you have these raids that last like 2-3 hours and all that shit. And I wish I would have stuck with it to be able to do that, but I feel like it's a bit late in the game for me to jump back into that. And, so yeah, the graphics were very Halo-esque, but I just with the open world shit, I was again, I struggle with it. So
yeah,
there was one game that came out that was supposed to be like a new Halo thing, but like in a different world, and I was so excited for it, and I just, again, I'm going to blank on the name, but I remember playing it. It was like they combined Titanfall and Halo. Not mechs, but like the movement of Titanfall, where you could run on the walls, but it was like very reminiscent of Titanfall. And it came out, and everybody like tried it, and everybody's like, "Boy, this really sucks. This isn't even good."
Oh no.
So it was like everybody played it for like 2 weeks, and it just fucking fell off the face of the earth.
And it was a Bungie game?
I'm not sure. I think it was a 343 game.
Okay.
Man, that was like 4 or 5 years ago. So I'm blanking on the name, but I just remember like, oh, I'm really excited for this. Yeah. And then I played it, and I was like, oh man, why did I fall for this again?
Don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe.
Every damn time.
Right. The banana in the tailpipe.
You gotta say it more based. I'm gonna fall for that banana in the tailpipe.
That was a good callback. What about you, Steve? Anything you're looking forward to there?
Yeah, actually, there's the Doom, the Dark Ages, that's coming out, I think, like next month. So it's supposed to be kind of like more of a prequel to it, and I think kind of getting around from like the over chaotic like type, and I think it's supposed to kind of get back a little closer to how like the older Dooms kind of played. But I mean, I'm a sucker for Doom anyway. I mean, that's been in my life for years. So anytime they're coming out, and I know the last one, I think I played Doom Eternal, and that one was really good. I don't know. You just go around, start blasting stuff and whatnot. How can you not have fun and giggle like a little schoolboy?
That was a funny schoolboy laugh.
So I mean, that's good. You know, I know there's a lot of hype around like GTA 6, and like when GTA 5 first came out, you know, that was like where I was really into it, and then, you know, a little bit of like online. 6, you know, I would once say I want to play, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to shell out or like be okay with myself to shell out like $100 for like a base game. And that's just like that's just ridiculous. And we'll come full circle back to Switch 2 and Nintendo and like $80-$90 price points. Like it's absolutely nuts. I mean, I get it. Stuff is expensive to make, but it's also that's, you know, once someone starts doing it, then others will. So I'm sure Rockstar looked at that and like we might be able to get away with that. But, you know, it's like, at least, you know, if I'm paying that much for a game, make sure it's actually fucking complete and not like, oh, we got to update this, got to update that. It's like, just put it out when it's actually done. Stupid.
Like the end of Blazing Saddles ran out of money.
Yeah.
Or Monty Python, the Holy Grail. Like,
yeah. It is frustrating though. They put out a game and it's just like, oh, we have to do out a bunch of updates to kind of get, and I'm like, this shouldn't be, I'd rather you delay the release and just put it out complete.
Shouldn't that be like the Cyberpunk case study or something? Like how they screwed that up when they launched that one, and it was like, had to give people money back. Like, a complete game.
Yeah, eventually they came back and like kind of got some things straight, but it's just like you see it happen time and time again, and it's why do this, you know?
Right.
Yeah. Are any of you excited for the I don't know the release date, but the next Gears of War might come out this year?
I mean, I haven't played Gears of War in years, but that was always a favorite. I mean, until the day my 360 died, that was something that was on a rotation between like that and like Call of Duty. But I guess what it is, that Gears of War, is that going to be something that's like cross-platform now too?
I don't. They just said it was shown at the Xbox Game Showcase, but it supposedly is a prequel as opposed to like Gears of War 6.
Okay.
So that's kind of interesting to me to see something, maybe see the beginning of why all shit went to hell.
Yeah.
That would be That would be kind of cool. There is a sorry, I had a couple of them here that I was super interested in. One of them was not Arc 2. It was Directive 8020. I don't know if you've seen that from Supermassive Games.
Oh,
it's basically it's like a horror game, like Thing or Alien or something similar in that vein.
Yeah, I will always play Supermassive. I just haven't been keeping up on too much news, but they are I don't know, just like their entire series is incredible. So yeah, I'll be on for whatever the hell they make.
Yeah, so I'm looking at it here. Basically, it's the developer will be throwing players in a story revolving around an alien who mimics its prey.
Oh, that'll be good for quick time events and make me shit my pants again. That'll be perfect.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, they're always good with that.
There's also one that looks there's always one that looks interesting to me too. It's called Hell Is Us. I don't know if you've seen the trailers for that. That looks freaking really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's basically reading what they're saying. It's a semi-open world action adventure game, which I'm a little dubious of.
Yeah, it's only a semi. Don't be too scared, Doug.
It's only semi. Never mind.
It's only a semi. Only a semi.
It can't hurt you.
Don't be scared. Don't be scared.
Speaking of Gears of War, though, so according to this, Gears of War 3s will be on a trilogy collection, and it'll launch day one on PS5 alongside Xbox Series X and S and PC. There'll be full crossplay between all three versions of the game.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice. Now that's cool.
Now that should bring in sales for everybody, I would think.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll bring all the boys to the yard.
Yeah. My chainsaw is better than yours.
Yeah. But Doug, you had it. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say or ask you asked about looking forward to games, but are you looking back to any games that maybe you played but you never gave a full shot to, or kind of caught your attention, or you heard about because for me right now, I'm thinking about going back because I never finished it. It was really good to start out, but Alien Isolation, because I'm always big into the Alien movies. I want to go back and play that. That's like a single player game that you can go through, and it's goes back into the beginning of the first Alien type movie, so you can actually interact with people from the cast if you get far enough in the story from the beginning. Yeah, so I kind of do that. But then another one my friends played that said it was really good was The Quarry. I never played The Quarry.
Yes.
And they said that, and depending on what you do, you can change the ending of the storytelling. So it's kind of another replayability to it.
Another Supermassive game.
Yeah. So I'm thinking about getting back into those.
Did Supermassive also make those Walking Dead games?
Not the Walking Dead games. That was Telltale.
That's right.
Yeah, they did those. Yeah, Supermassive also did Until Dawn, and then there was the Man of Medan series, or the Black Anthology, I think they called it. But there was Man of Medan, Until Dawn. I think there was House of Ash. There's been a few, but actually Little Hope was another good one too, and they're always fun because you can they'll have they really changed the game for motion capture and being able to see facial expressions. And I know when we were playing through The Quarry together, because my wife and I will just love a good jump scare. I just got my brand new TV, and seeing the little details on this old lady who's reading tarot cards and staring at you. I'm a little creeped out, but they're doing good.
Yeah.
Yeah, The Quarry looks like the front of it looks very much the game you mentioned earlier. The zombie one. God damn it. What's up with my brain tonight?
Left 4 Dead?
Yeah. It's the way the box, the cover of it looks very similar in that regard, but I hadn't even heard of that. So
yeah, those are the ones where it's basically like a butterfly effect. Every decision you make has a outcome, or could change it down the end. Even something that could be so small and minute that you move something in the first chapter, 6 chapters down the line, because you moved it, you may have something that's either going to benefit or harm you, like in the long run. And basically a lot of those are just like try to have everybody survive by the end of the night, which that's a feat. So yeah, highly recommended, Rod. Do it.
Yeah. Okay.
Do it.
Yeah. And you mentioned it. You mentioned Until Dawn. That's another one I didn't finish before I like to go back and play that one, because that one actually started pretty good too. Yeah.
Well, Rod, you actually kind of stole my thunder. That was a surprise question I was going to ask, because what games have you started and never finished that you want to kind of revisit? So I was like, man.
Someone was reading the notes.
I might know another guy. No, I'm just joking.
That's where the camera is. Okay.
No. No, it's just funny how that works out there. But yeah, I mean, those are like I said, 2 or now 3 of the games I want to do. There's another one now that you mentioned it, and this was like the only probably horror game that freaked me out playing. And I'm trying to find the name of it. But essentially you had to escape from an asylum type thing. Steve, you might know. It's like it was in a trilogy of games. Let's see if I can find it here. It's a survival horror game. Was it?
There's a few.
Outlast.
Oh, okay. I've heard of that. Yeah.
Outlast was probably the scariest game to play, because see, here's the thing: when you play these kind of games, you want to immerse yourself into the game, right? So it's like all the lights are out, but you got the headphones on, the sounds up, and you're sitting there, and literally, like, there's a part where one of the slasher characters is trying to kill you, right? You got to find a place to hide, and you're under the bed. You can see them just walking around the bed, and I can literally feel my heart beating inside my own chest, not from the game, but my own heart. And I'm like, okay, I'm done with this right now because I don't want to stroke out.
Yep. But I said, hit pause, need it back up, need you back up. Yep.
But I never came back into the game, and I kind of want to finish that. But that's like, and that gave a lot of people like the jitters playing that game. That's like one of the scariest games I heard that was even out there from other folks. So I like to go because there were 3 of them. It's a trilogy of them, but yeah, it's the first one alone was just like, okay, I'm moving to bed now. Maybe if I can sleep. We'll see.
Maybe I'll scroll my phone for a bit and calm down.
Yeah, it's just need to like disassociate. Where's the cute dog videos? Oh, look, the cat and the duck are friends. This is great.
Yeah. So I want to finish out. I actually have another one that's it's actually a focus. I do all the stuff around beer, as you guys know, but I have one that's basically a beer simulator game that I started playing with. Just ran out of time, never did it, but it's kind of cool. Like a lot of people that if you're into beer and you do stuff and you will learn how to make beer, you can actually go in there and make the recipes, actually stuff in the game. And, and it basically takes you to walking through everything. Like if you were going to do a homebrew, you could even make something in the game and then try it out in real life. It's a batch, but it gives you all the fundamentals of it. But you run into all the different things, and once you get it marketed up, you got to sell it and get it out there. So it gets you through distribution and all kinds of stuff. But I just haven't gotten around to actually playing it enough to do it. But I kind of want to do that again just for the fun of it and everything. But that's definitely the beer nerdism right there kicking in.
Yeah, you're basically playing the beer version of Farming Simulator. So,
exactly. Yeah.
Farmville.
Yeah.
There's like a landscape simulator. You know that, like where you cut grass and stuff too.
There's
like,
a bunch of, there's a power washing one, and I'm not gonna lie. I looked at that. I'm like, I do like me some power washing, but it's not quite warm enough out yet. So
if it involved, it's a video game involves labor that I have to do in real life, I'm so not interested.
But could the Godfather of all these simulator games actually be Paperboy? Just saying. First game based on actually a job. Maybe that was the precursor for them all.
So what about Burger Time? You had to build
burgers. Could have been.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, so all right. I have a few that I haven't finished, and I'm mildly ashamed that I haven't finished because I really like the games. One of them is Alan Wake 2, which Steve knows very well how much I love the first Alan Wake. I really love that game. I found it funny when you and your podcast brothers did it and you played it and you're like, this isn't as good as I remember. Yeah, because it was fucking old when you guys played it. But that game, the ending was like one of the most like holy shit endings to me. Like just wow. But I started Alan Wake 2. I'm not very far in it. And the problem is I need to do it at night when it's dark, and if I stay up past 9:30 on regular nights when I'm not doing a show, that's a miracle.
Yeah.
So like doing that is a challenge. The other one is it's really creepy because of the way they do the sound effects, and it's Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice. And it's basically this character is losing her mind and all the voices are playing in her head, and you hear all the voices and how she's just slowly going nuts. And it's like and she's basically, it's like the game Dante's Inferno, which I love that game. But like it's her going down into hell to try to recover her love.
Huh.
But she's completely losing her mind while she's doing it. And there's some fighting, but it's a lot of puzzles, which that can be really fun, but some of them are super frustrating to figure out. But that's a sign of a good puzzle game, is if it's super easy to figure out, well, don't make it a puzzle game. Yeah. So that's one. And yeah, obviously I want to finish the Call of Duty game that I told you about, Rod, but yeah, those are the three that I would think of. Yeah. Steve, do you have any you'd like to rehash, or did you already talk about that in my brain again? Forgot.
No, I did not. No, your brain is doing okay at this point.
For right now.
Yeah, for right now. Yeah. Well, with Red Dead being done, so it's I could either go for like a brand new game or pick up on something else. So I was getting into Fallout 4 for a little bit. What a surprise, another open world. I know that
Steve.
Yep, there we go again. But I mean, it's the Fallout series, and that's like one of my absolute favorites. I mean, 3 is that's done, chef's kiss. But probably that, and I have seen a couple of my buddies start playing a game called Phasmophobia. It's essentially like it's a ghost hunting game, but you're trying to find like different things. And I haven't played in years. And actually it was just like a team of like, it was one guy who made the game. And like way back when, it was a little basic, but it was really good because you're walking in the house. There might be lights on and you're trying to use like UV lights or maybe like a little radio to see if you can find something's close. And then all of a sudden the lights just start quick flickering and you have to hide, because otherwise if this thing catches you, you're done for. So it might be hiding in the closet, and then you just hear it walking, you hear like creaking and like outside of the doors. And apparently over the past few years they've really got a lot more upgrades, and like it's the graphics are better and actually has a team and it's like still well supported. So I've been hearing the boys talking about that recently. I'm like, I feel like I need to get back on there, because it used to be just PC only, and now I think it's PC, PlayStation. It might be on Xbox, but yeah.
There is one other that I forgot to mention that is in development and is being developed by an independent studio, but it's a very small studio, and it's something called Branching Sickness, which is basically taking the Flood from Halo and making a game centered around that.
Okay.
And some of the, and granted, they're showing some really early on, videos of it and like some stills of what they're kind of putting together. And it's interesting that we're going to make this game and we're just going to build it all ourselves, and we're just going to take one element of the Halo universe. Now, do they have permission to do that? I have no idea.
Good question.
Yeah,
they'll find out soon, but from legal.
I would think they would have already, because there's been a little bit of buzz around it. And they actually have their own Discord server that I'm on, that they talk about different things that they're doing with it. But the Flood is like one of the more frustrating elements of the Halo campaigns that I can recall, just because it always felt like there was just a never-ending onslaught of them. Like I was more like frazzled by them than I was by the Left 4 Dead zombies. Like, that's weird to say, but that's
yeah.
But yeah. Excuse me.
But yeah, not much else on my list. We'll go through. I'll see what's floating around the library.
In the library.
Yes.
But good thoughts to revisit some games, though. Now I think about it. Yeah,
I did do some things with a couple of friends where we hadn't played online together, and they were friends I have in real life, and we decided to go through like the Master Chief collection missions.
Oh, okay.
That's been that's a nice little trip down memory. And we don't play it on any super hard difficulty. We just play it on normal and we'll go through and we blab the entire time. So that's more like a social hangout than like, hey, let's play Halo. It's more like, hey, let's play Halo, but we're really just talking to each other. So
just BSing, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's perfect.
That's good for it though, right? So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So anything else you guys want to talk about games wise? Anything in your on your mind? You know, things that you think should be mentioned?
I don't
Putting you
know.
on the spot a bit, but yeah, I don't have anything else. So,
I mean, any games that you would like to see remade now with the new systems, like could there be a better Duke Nukem game with the systems that we have now, or is there a game out there you'd like to see redone, remade? Like, I don't know, like Metal Gear Solid. Have we ever had like a 3D type game with that one, or has it always been like the first player look?
I mean, you could play it in like that or like a third person. I mean, if you're not counting VR missions from back in the day. Now that was 3D. No, but but I know they are actually redoing because now it's getting into a weird territory because now Konami is still going to be making them, but Kojima is no longer associated with any Metal Gear Solid games, and they are redoing 3. Actually, Snake Eater. So I'd be curious to see how that would kind of pan out, come around. I don't know. It's like it's easy to go back. Well, I don't want to say it's easy, but to go back and just update old games, excuse me, kind of starts feeling like how like a lot of shows and movies can be these days, where it's recycled. So,
right.
It's like that's what Doug's talking, like these games that are made by like small studios and real small studios. Those are the ones I want to be able to see more of too. It's always nice to get the big AAA games that are coming out and whatnot, but I don't know.
Yeah, I know they were doing a new Max Payne. They were releasing. So, I mean,
that fucking Mark Wahlberg ruined all that for me.
Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah.
There's one I would like to see them do a newer version of, and it's Dead Space. Because Dead Space scared the shit out of me when I played it the first time. But that was how many years ago? That was back in the early 21st century. So but yeah, I remember just being like skeezed out that entire time playing that game. And the great thing that it made you feel so desperate because there was so little ammo and like weapons, and you just really were felt like you were really fending for yourself. And I think that would be cool to see done in a bit more newer format. But like I said, I just don't want it to be like, oh, here it is with better graphics. I'd want them to beef it up and do some extra things with it. But
yeah.
So anything else, guys?
I don't know. I think we tap my brain there.
Well, we've seen how well my brain is operating.
Between the three of us, we have the 3/4 of a brain. We got this.
Yeah.
I think I have the smoothest brain of all three of us. So there we go.
Yeah.
So shiny.
Looking forward to the new Fallout season too. Walter Goggins is so good in there. Because they got the Fallout season coming out later this year, I guess.
Yeah. Is it later this year?
I think it's later this year, I believe, unless they push it back. But
who knows? I mean, I hope so. Like I'd forgotten that about Twisted Metal. I never got to see that show, so I really do have to.
Oh, it was pretty. Anthony Mackie was pretty good in the role, and the other people that had it. The guy that plays the clown character was freaking awesome. Rolling around with the ice cream truck. That was pretty hilarious. So it was worth watching. It built up nicely.
Yeah. What service was that on? Do you remember?
Prime.
Which means I won't watch it.
It's gone.
Well, now, I mean, it was on Prime last season. Who knows where it's bootlegged at now? Maybe get on YouTube
something else. I mean, you can always just maybe throw in an eye patch and just like you can make that work around.
Well, nowadays, like there's that whole move to go to like physical media and stuff, which I've been starting to do with movies and shows, so that because they can yank anything that you like and just be like, "Fuck that, you're not seeing that anymore." And you're like,
yeah.
Are people actually getting movies and stuff again? Like we
Sure.
used to back. Like I mean, because we know vinyl's been back on a boom lately. Like people have been getting more vinyl stores and stuff like that. But like you have the VHS like type. I mean, it's not gonna be VHS, but some type of way where you have the hard media like that. People are actually
DVDs. Yeah, I get the DVDs if I can.
Yeah,
because
really?
if it's something I really like, I want to get it, and because how many streaming services are like, yeah, we're just going to yank that show out of a rotation, so you just don't have access to it anymore, and you're just like, okay, well, I really like that show. What if I want to watch it again? And so, like, I did that recently. I bought the whole entire The Expanse series because, goddamn, that show is the best sci-fi show I've ever watched in my life.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Did you guys watch the Netflix movie? Leave the World Behind. I think it was Leave the World Behind. Like,
yeah.
And it was it was kind of funny at the end. Well, I don't want to spoil for Steve, but I can't even say because he didn't see that. But with the little girl, all she wanted was just to see her show. So
yeah.
Nothing else really mattered until she got to see her show. But it's a good movie, Steve. You should see. It's pretty good. I liked it. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, I thought that was really good. My Earshot League was really good in that. So
yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thanks again for doing this with me. I really appreciate it. It's fun talking games. I don't actually get to do that much. So
yeah, it was fun talking to you guys. Just haven't seen you in quite some time, so it's been nice getting back.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So we appreciate. So I appreciate it, guys. Our next Mortal Kombat will be May 13th, I believe. So let me just double check that because yes, I need to. Yes, on May 13th at 9 p.m. I have not determined what that show will be. I believe I know. I'm suspecting it's going to be music related, so different realm. So, but again, guys, I really appreciate you hanging out with me and bullshitting with me about video games, and thanks a lot.
Hell yeah. Love you guys.
Hell yeah. Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Yep. Take care, guys.
Take care.